Welcome to a guide to new mods on Farming Simulator 19 with me, MrSealyp. It's Mod Monday, it's the 24th of June and we have some new mods. I am looking directly at the new Holland. That's not what I'm going to start on though. I'm going to go through the other mods and then we'll get to the tractors because there's a few to look at in that pack. I think first off we're going to go and have a look at the bale spike. This is a bale spike by WBF and Oscar 8599 or 8599. It's a Telehandler bale spike. It will realistically, it's a kind of one bale spike realistically because it doesn't go particularly high up. So stacking multiple ones would require you being a bit steady on the throttle and those kind of things, which is not impossible to do. And obviously with the CSZ pack there are different adapters, so you could potentially use this bale spike on other vehicles if you find the right adapter in the CSZ pack. It's a nice, neat, tidy little mod. In the store it's under Telehandlers. There we go. 1,200 to buy. I think it's only 3 slots. Yeah, 3 slots. And the options we've got are to change the main colour, so you can change it to anything you like to match your farm or whatever piece of equipment you happen to be using. The actual tines, the spikes themselves, stay the same colour, but the main body is what changes. Now, very quickly looking at that, I thought about the one bale thing. I thought, well then potentially, depending how the bales are stacked, you could, if you're careful, because you've got kind of a triangle of spikes. Let me show you. You've got a triangle of spikes, so you've got kind of 1, 2, 3 there, and then you've got 1, 2, 3 there. Potentially you could try and pick up more, 2, maybe 4. So I thought if I try and get kind of equidistant between 4, about there maybe, is it possible to lift them now? Doesn't like it too much, but when I lifted them to test it, there you go, you get this weird little bit of kind of almost like bale creep I call it, where the bales move around. Like now they're sliding forward and off. Why? If I tip it back they slide back again, but as soon as I start moving you get this like they're being pulled off by some invisible force. So there's a little bit of movement on there, but you can lift 4 with a telehandler because you've got a lot of weight over the back axle, specifically for that reason, because the boom goes out so far. You can do 4. So first glance you think, well yeah, it's only going to do 1 bale, but with a bit of fiddling around, let's say they're moving around a lot on there. It's weird how the bale spikes and pallet forks seem to do that a lot in game at the moment. But there you go. That's the bale spike by WBF and Oscar 8599. Yank that out. There we go. First mod. Moving on. We have got Placeable metal gates. These are by Top Ace 888. There are 2 of them in this pack. They're 2 slots each, so not too horrendous to place slot wise. 10 meters in width. We've got a sliding gate and we've got an opening gate. So the sliding gate first. Now this is an interesting one in that which side is your opening, I guess, because there's no fence bit that goes with it. So at the moment that's open and that's got the panel, and if I press circle the gate will roll very nicely, nice animation to that side, which leaves this side open. So I don't know how you would kind of, you'd have to put some maybe some fencing with it to get that to work as a kind of closing option, because whichever way you put that you've got an opening. Yeah, and then this one here you've got the 2 kind of warning posts, and you have to be careful with this one because this isn't a swinger and this opens from the middle out. You've got 2 jockey wheels in the middle there. Press circle and they open out to those posts, and going back through, if I press it again, circle, and close back in again. A little bit of a squeak there, bit nice, bit of a sound effect. Again, smooth animation on the jockey wheel. As far as in store, they are under miscellaneous. Just here, 1,500 each to place. So yeah, I mean, they're gates. They do what they say they will. One's sliding, one's a swing gate. Quite straightforward. The mods today is actually not too bad. Until we get to the tractors, then it gets a bit confusing. Right, so then behind us, mod number 3 for today. We have got the root crop storage. This is by DMI 20mm Normandy. We had, because I thought it was the same one, I thought maybe it's an update and not a new mod. We had one recently by DMI 20mm Normandy, which was just crop storage, but it was a very different design to this. There's some nice textures and detailing on this. I remember in our school playground at secondary school we had walls like this. It's almost like a pebble dashed concrete, quite rough surface, but that is incredibly detailed. It really is nice. Drain pipes and guttering, and then you've got one entrance at the end here. If we open up that side, this is designed for medium vehicles. As I've mentioned a few times before about the size of the entranceway into some of these buildings may be quite wide, but they're not always very high, so you're not going to get very high-sided stuff in here. But it's cavernous. There's so much space in here. So if you are going to put your root crops down, pile them up, fantastic, or any crops you like. But it's not a bad sized vehicle shelter in its own right. We have got a light just here. If I press circle, you can just see up there the strip lights, 6 or 8 of them I think along the length. Nice mod, very nice mod. It's like I say, I really do. I know it sounds ridiculous, but that texture on the outside, when you see some building mods and they're quite flat, or you know, there's a texture there as such, but that is, wow, really nice. So in store, it's under sheds. At the end there, crop storage, 35,000. Not horrendously expensive when you consider the size of it. Not bad at all. That. Did I say, yeah, 6 slots? Not bad. So moving on to, I'll say the last mods, but it's a mod pack, and we've got the new Holland 40 pack, because in this pack we've got a 5640, a 6640, a 7740, an 8240, and an 8340. Now the 8340 is the one we kind of used to. It was an FS17. It might have been in previous incarnations before that, and Giants have moved it over from 17 to 19 as a mod in its own right there. But this is a pack, so you've got 4-cylinder engines here, and then 2 6-cylinder engines just up here, and a few options to choose from. So we'll have a look at those in store, and then we'll have a look at one of them in action, because pretty much all the features on them are the same, but we will look at the difference between the 4-cylinder and 6-cylinder, because there's something that really stands out on that, which I really like. So in the store we have got under small tractors, so here this first one is the Giants one. That's the 8340 that came over from 17 to 19. This is the mod pack that we've got today. This is by Gamer 8250. Each one of these is 12 slots for the first one. If you buy multiple ones, then that slot count drops. You've got the 40 4-cylinder and the 40 6-cylinder. The 4-cylinders are 55 grand and up, and then the 6-cylinders are 85 grand and up. So quite a big price difference, but power is obviously where it changes on here. So we've got options. We've got a default exhaust pipe, which is just black, or you can have a chrome exhaust pipe, which is a little bit more glistening. You can just about see it in different light there. We've got engine setup, and these are the 4-cylinder options. We've got the 5640, that's 65 horsepower, the 6640 at 85 horsepower, and then the 7740 at 95 horsepower. So the 3 horsepower brackets within the 4-cylinder options are those. Then we can have front loader attacher, yes or no. There's no options on different types of front loader, it's just that, it's the front loader, yes or no. And then we have got wheel setup. Now there's quite a few actually on here. We've got, I'm trying to get the right angle. So we've got standard, we've got wheel weights on the standards. We've got wides, which if you go from the standard to the wide is quite a bit of a jump up. And then we've got wides with wheel weights. And then we've got rear twins, which looks rather cool. I like that. And then we've got narrows. So I like the fact that you've got all of these options in here. It doesn't go between Trelleborgs and Michelins and Lizards. The options there, you just scroll through, they're all there. And then we've got communal, depending on how you say it. And then we've got adjust rims. Now this, I'm a little bit disappointed is not the right word. Now, if you look at the actual hub itself, we go back to the communal and the other versions, then we go to the adjust rims. On FS17 we had a Massey Ferguson and it had PAVT rims, and PAVT rims, I think like these adjust rims, where the hub stays still but the wheel moves in and out on those hubs, so you can get a wider wheel track. So as soon as I saw that, I thought, oh, we've got adjustable rims again, so we'll be able to swing the wheel track out, so have a wider wheel track or a narrow one. I haven't found the ability to do that yet, but we will have a look at that in just a second. So those are the options that are available on the 4-cylinder version, and then we go to the 6-cylinder version, and pretty much I think all the options are pretty much the same as far as I can tell. Default exhaust or chrome exhaust, then we've got the 8240, which is at 115 horsepower, and then we've got the 8340 at 125 horsepower. We've got front loader attacher on or off, and then we've got the same thing. We've got standard wheels, wheels with weights, wides, wide with weights, narrows, and then we've got communal, and we've got adjust rims. So those are all the options available on both sets, on the 4 and the 6 cylinder. So on this particular one here, I've gone for the standard exhaust, which is just the black exhaust. It's the 5640, so the smaller of the horsepower is 65 horsepower. But this has got the adjust rims on it. Then next to it, I've gone for the 6640, which is the 85 horsepower, again black exhaust. This has got, I think I went with wides, wides and weights on that one. Then we've got the 7740. I've gone for the chrome exhaust. You can see the vast difference. It's much better out of the shop than in. That's the black one, and the chrome one, you can really see how shiny that is. And we've gone for narrows on this option. Oh yeah, I did have front loader on that one, didn't I? Yeah, front loader attacher on that one as well, sorry. And then the 6-cylinder ones, as we go up, we've got chrome exhaust, the 8240, which is 115 horsepower. That's got communals on it. And then we've got the 8340 with front loader attacher, chrome exhaust. That's the 125 horsepower one. I think that one was that standard? Oh no, I went with adjust rims on that one as well. So you can just say inside the rims, you've got the gaps there. So yeah, the point is supposed to be the hub stays still and the wheels, it kind of spins. I think that's the point of the adjust rims, like the PAVTs. So it's got some nice animations in it as well, which I like. Let's now listen to that. It's got a real throbbing 4-cylinder engine sound to it, which I like. I do like that kind of chugging engine sound. Now we have got, if I do L1, we've got a door opening, left door opens, and we have rear window opens. Let's spin around a little bit so we can see a little bit better. Up and down, and then side to side we've got a door opens and closes. Obviously we've got beacons, front lights, rear lights, and our front kind of work. Lights, no problem at all there. What's nice on this one is inside. Okay, we've got some animations and we've got kind of used to having foot pedals moving and things like that, which is nice. If I do the lights, nothing really changes on the dash or anything like that. When we come down to look at the side here, as we drive forward, that's cool. And you often have, obviously, the speed. A lot of tractors now have a dial on the armrest, but as we speed up, just make sure I don't drive into anything. Watch this go. That's a cool feature. I like that. And as we slow down and speed up, so you've got the tortoise and the hare kind of setting you often have to speed up within that power band. That's a nice feature. I like those animations. The pedals are still moving, but having all that moving at the sides, that's cool. Very good indeed. So we can do the same from in here with the door open and close. Now this one is, like I say, this is the smaller, the 5640, and as far as the rims go, that probably didn't help too much. Yeah, it's got the adjust rims, but if I open up the help menu now, like so, the options that are there are for the window and door. So that's L1. If I do R1, honk and stop engine, L1 and R1, there's nothing that gives me the option to adjust those wheels. So I think that's more just, like I say, it's just an aesthetic, just the look of it. So you've got adjustable rims on there, although they're not actually adjustable. Now all of the other options on on the larger engine sizes in the 4-cylinder versions are exactly the same. Sounds the same engine wise, all the gear sticks and stuff inside all move exactly the same, lighting, everything is pretty much the same. Now think about that throbbing engine sound, and now we'll go over to the 6 cylinders. Now I lined these up next to each other, and I don't know if it's just my imagination, but is the 6-cylinder engine compartment longer? I put the 4-cylinder next to it and it looked the same length to me, but look at that and then look at that. That definitely seems longer to me. I'm not dreaming, am I? So let's start this up and listen. Slightly higher revving. That 6-cylinder sound, it hasn't got that throbbing, you know, that chug 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 sound. Much smoother, crisper. That's nice, because often we're getting with various different tractors, you know, you get that throbbing engine sound and you might get a pack and they all sound pretty much the same. It's kind of a generic tractor sound. But I like the fact within that pack you have actually got the 2 different engine notes from the 4 and 6 cylinder, which is really cool. As far as dials go, we're exactly the same. So dials, the levers all do the same thing. We stop, we go back to the rest position, reverse. It's really nice mods. Very cool. This one is the 8240, which is the 115 horsepower one, and then we've got the one next to it is the 125 horsepower one. Again, that's got the adjust rims on it, but they don't. I can't. Yeah, like I say, there's no adjust function that I can find. I thought maybe it would have it on the larger one, but again, that's standard. That's L1. That's R1. That's L1 R1. There's not an option. On the 6-cylinder ones as well, we can still have the doors open and close. The door, sorry, and window will open and close. Get that there in a minute. There we go. We're getting more and more of the tractors having these on now as well, which I like. I like that a lot. Very, very nice. That's a nice pack, that. By Gamer 8250. Gives you a few options. You can start off on the smaller, older New Holland if you want to, for about 55 grand, and then you can move up to the slightly more expensive ones. And what I will do, listen to that just ticking over nice and smooth. That's the other thing as well. Look at the exhaust. There's that slight little vibration in the exhaust there. You can see that, and from in cab you can see it just moving. That's nice. There's definitely a kind of a higher pitched whine to the lower throbbing. Very cool indeed. I like that pack. So there you go. That's our 4 mods for today, although there's a few tractors within this pack. I hope you found this useful and informative in some way, shape or form. If you have, give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free, and if you want to share this video, then please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. Thanks for watching.